Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit-Down. I do not typically just talk about myself in these videos. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know I'm usually just talking about movies, TV, trailers, things around those areas, but very rarely do I ever actually just talk about myself or things going on in my life. However, considering that visually I'm looking a little different today, and I know not all of you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, which is where I posted about this already, I figured I should come tell you guys what's up before I do a bunch of records today. And also, if you don't follow me on my socials, please do. You'll see them pop up down below. But it's at cinema_sitdown on Instagram and Twitter, the two best places to find me for updates on things that are going on, Twitter being the best of those places. But nevertheless, the old Seaman took a little bit of a spill yesterday. And looks like I got into a fight. So I wanted to run through all of that with you guys. So why don't you pull up a chair, take a seat. We are getting ready to dive into what the F happened to the Seaman yesterday, because as you can see, if I take off the glasses, I got a little bit of a mark here and on the inside of my nose and some black eye business going on, and then up here I've got, this is not like any kind of antibacterial stuff, this is glue. That'll can wash off and dissolve by the end of the day. But as you can see, a pretty big gash over my left eyebrow. And it was a freaky situation. I wish I could say I got into a fight and you should see the other guy, but that's not me. I don't get into confrontations. I really do not like pain of any kind. All of that stuff freaks me out. I have lived a life of 35 years of doing everything in my possible capabilities to not get hurt or be put into situations where I could get injured or have something bad happen to me. It all freaks me out. Mainly because hospitals freak me out, because needles. I am not a needle person. And blood. I have literally almost passed out in the past just from seeing the finger prick they do for your blood sugar. So I do everything I can to avoid hospitals, and I've actually never been admitted until this year when I had COVID and I went to go get the monoclonal antibody therapy. That was my first admittance ever into a hospital. This now is the second in less than 4 months. But nevertheless, man, it was a bit of a crazy situation. Having gone to Greenwich Hospital yesterday, which shout out to Greenwich Hospital, your staff and your nurses and doctors were awesome yesterday. Made me very comfortable. I had a lot of poking and prodding going on. And as I said, I don't like needles, but the nurses did a great job of making sure that it was all very, very simple and not bad or painful or anything terrible. So thank you, Greenwich Hospital. But after going there, found out that what happened was Vasovagal Syncope episode. Or Vasovagal Syncope episode, maybe that's how you say it. I'm not good with medical terms, but essentially it was a fainting episode. And the doctor who came in and saw me after all my tests had been run, said any number of things can cause a fainting episode. He's like, I've had it happen to me. I know plenty of people who it has happened to. It's more prevalent in males, but anything from pain to fear, which are the two things that I experienced right before this happened. The sight of blood, which could just make sure I steer clear of blood because I ain't trying to pass out again. But I've definitely been close. Doctors have looked at me after blood work and been like, "Are you okay?" Because I usually get super pale. Blood, things like coughing, swallowing, stretching. If you do it in an exertive way, I have a friend who had a friend who coughed too hard and literally just face planted waiting for a cab, which made me feel better about it not being something like crazy neurological. But there's all sorts of things like emotional stress, being in a confined space, prolonged standing, lack of sleep and rest, which emotional and lack of sleep and rest also are two things that are pretty commonplace for me. Not eating over a long period of time, that didn't happen yesterday. Same with not drinking enough liquids, but recent illness, drinking alcohol, if you're on drugs, any number of things can cause a fainting episode. And for me, it turned out that it was a combo of minor pain, but more so the fear that followed that initial moment. And the weird thing, and the thing that's been toughest for me with this whole fainting business, is that I don't have any clear recollection of going to the ground or getting off of the ground or hitting my head. And going through my apartment where there was a bunch of blood, like Dexter could have come in and done some blood spatter analysis to figure out exactly what happened. It was all on the ground, not spattered on any walls or anything. But I don't have any recollection of when it happened. And going around, nothing has blood on any corner, so I don't think. Like, I don't know for sure if it was like I hit the end table that I use for records. This is what my computer sits on. If I clipped the television, I don't know. And that's been the weirdest and most difficult part about all of this, and the thing that freaked me out the most. Because let me tell you what happened from my point of view. So I was on my couch where I usually do my trailer reactions, which is all of 5-6 feet from me right now. I was going to walk over to my desk, which is all from right now about 2-3 feet away from me. I have a very small apartment space. But I was getting up to go check some emails. I had a 4:30 call that I was supposed to be on. It was right around 4 o'clock. I got up and my left knee kind of buckled on me. And buckled and kind of went in a way where I was like, I've seen that happen to other people, and I know that could be ACL, MCL, meniscus, like all the things that I definitely did not want to do, and like also not want to have to go through from standing up off the couch. So I immediately sat back down and was like, whoa, and like kind of felt it out. My knee felt okay, but when I extended it, it kind of popped and almost felt like it was like not where it was supposed to be, and my kneecap went back to where it was supposed to be, which freaked me out more. And then when I kind of bent it back and forth, it was making some serious creaking noises, which also freaked me out. So like I sat down and like, all right, I was like, okay, it doesn't hurt. So let me put a little pressure on it. So I stood back up, and it kind of wobbled again. So I sat back down briefly, and then I got up, and somewhere from going to the couch to my computer is where I think this happened based on my own personal blood spatter analysis, because there were drops by my chair and my desk, and then a larger contingency of blood on the corner of my carpet, and then just blood drops all the way to the couch. So I think it happened going this way, but from what I can remember is I went to one leg and tried to hop. So I was leaning on my chair that I have right here and this table, and then popped right into my desk chair. And as soon as I hit my desk chair, I got one of those feelings like if you've ever stood up too fast and gotten lightheaded, it was like that, but on like a million times more. And it was like, it literally pushed me, like knocked me back. And I was like, got real dizzy, real lightheaded. I got super nauseous for a minute, and I was not excited about that because at that point my vision started to go. Everything, I started to get those white dots, and then everything was just bright white. Then my eyes were watering, which now I think might have been blood pooling into them. I'm pretty sure my face was looking like Steve Austin, Stone Cold from the WWE way back in the day. He has an epic picture covered in blood from a head gash. I think that's what might have been going on at that point in time. I didn't realize because I couldn't see anything. So I was like trying to dry my eyes and get enough vision back just to get back to the couch, because this felt like a way more intense lightheaded episode. So I was like, I want to lay down. I don't want to be in my chair. Popped back over toward my couch. I had taken a nap a little earlier in the day, so I face planted right into my regular pillows, not my couch pillows. And then like was feeling really weird, and my face was starting to burn. So I flipped back onto my back, and like literally just laid there for about 2-3 minutes until everything kind of cooled down. And like as my face started to get hot, my whole body broke out into a sweat. And then once all of that kind of leveled, my body temperature came back down, got my sight back, my hearing was a little warbly, that came back. And it was all within a couple minutes. And I got up and I was like, that was freaking freaky, but like, I think we're through it now. And I turned, and there was blood all over my hands and all over my pillow. And then I freaked out a lot. Like, what is that? And like I said, I have no recollection of hitting my head on anything. So when I went to the bathroom and saw the gash over my eyebrow, I had a minor mental breakdown or emotional breakdown where I didn't know what was happening. I was confused. I was clearly still disoriented from hitting my head, and I think a lot of the things that transpired after, like that I just described, came because of the headshot. But I basically thought that my face split open on its own, and I was like, is my face just gonna start like breaking out in cuts and bleeding all over? Like, I go to the most extreme places. I watch a lot of horror movies, but ended up calling my mom during that breakdown. She's really good at calming me down. Got me calm and was like, I have a friend down the hall. She's like, call Nico, have him come down, chill for a little bit, get your own bearings, and then you should probably go to the hospital, which is exactly what I did. And that's where I found out that this was a vasovagal syncope episode. where basically at some point in traversing from my couch to my desk, I lost consciousness for, if I had to guess, probably 5 seconds to 30 seconds. There's no way it could have been a minute, just because from the time I got up, which is around 4 o'clock, to the time I called my mother, which was 4:06, I definitely was not out for very long, but it must have been enough to make me go down and pop back up so that I didn't even realize that I had taken a dip. And lo and behold, I look like I got into a fist fight, and that would be a way cooler story than slightly fainting because I thought I did something to my knee. And my knee's good. Doctor checked out my knee. I have no pain. It was a little sore, like right on the kneecap. So like there definitely was something that happened, but structurally it seems okay. We're good there. I can walk. I can talk clearly, and I'm alert and present and fully aware. So I am on the mend, man. Back to being good. The glue will kind of dissolve. I can wash that off tonight, and then we just kind of move forward from there. It was a crazy little thing. Definitely freaked me out, but it was very reassuring talking to friends who either knew people or have had it happen to themselves, where it's like, oh yeah, I've had like an episode like that. Like definitely way more common, and put me at ease as far as thinking maybe something neurological was going on. Because the doctor, by the time they got back the blood tests and the heart x-ray and the EKG readings and a couple of the other things that they did, the doctor was like, do you want a CAT scan? And I was like, I'm not a doctor. You tell me if you think I need one. And he was like, honestly, based off of everything I'm seeing, everything checks out. Everything is looking normal. I think that it was just a minor fainting episode. He's like, I've even had that happen to myself. And I don't want to put you through unnecessary radiation doing a CAT scan. So I was like, cool, no CAT scan. And I'll follow up with my doctor probably next week, my regular physician, just to kind of get, one, I need a normal physical, but two, just make sure everything's okay. But as far as I can tell, it's like a 30-second window of some weird stuff going on, which led to like a couple minutes of pain and disorientation. But I'm back, I'm ready, and I got plenty of things to talk about with you in the upcoming days. We have we got What If tomorrow. We've got the first episode of the Death Valley section of American Horror Story. So that's coming up. We've got a bunch of movies that I've watched, some television stuff. There's a lot of things coming. And right behind all of that, Spooktober is almost back, baby. I've got my list just about finished. I've got 6 slots left, which I am going to give to you guys. There are 6 slots in the first week. October 1st, I will spoil a little bit, will be the first day, and you'll get 3 things. You'll get Venom, you'll get Addams Family 2, and you'll get the Star Wars Very Scary special that's on Disney+. So you get all those on the 1st, and then I've got 6 other days in that first week of October. So for you guys, if you have any recommendations, any suggestions, things you want to see me review that are in and around the world of horror, suspense thrillers, Halloween stuff, hit me up on Twitter. I'll send out a blast there. Maybe I'll put a community post up on YouTube. Let me know what you would like to see me talk about. I have the rest of Halloween. The following 3 weeks are totally set. They're locked in. I'm very excited. I love Spooktober. I can't wait to enjoy the month with you guys. And yeah, so there you go, man. Plenty of things on the way. I look like I got beat up, but I promise you I am okay. I'm doing fine. Everything checked out, so good as new. So I'm done talking about myself because I don't like to do that. I'd rather talk about other things. But before I do that, I want to know what you guys are thinking. Have you ever had a fainting episode in your life? Is this something that was maybe a little informative for you? It's one of those things where had I known something like this was what it was, I probably would have freaked out a little bit less. So hopefully just talking about my own personal experience, maybe somewhere down the line, keeps you guys from freaking out. But whatever you're thinking around Vasovagal Syncope episodes, aka fainting episodes, what happened to me, my gash, do you think my scar is going to be cool? I don't know, man. You just want to talk, ask me some questions. If you got, like I said, October requests, throw all of it down below in the comment section. I look forward to talking to you down there. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new, you want to come hang out with the Busted Up C-Man as we approach, some catch-up stuff over the next couple days. And then, of course, Spooktober will be upon us come Friday. You want to be here for all that. You haven't yet. You want to show a little love and support. Come join C-Maniac Nation. It's super easy. All you got to do is jump over there. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that little bell if you want those alerts. Until next time, for the C-Man's Slightly Beat Up Sit-Down, or Cinema Sit-Down. For the slightly beat up C-Man's Cinema Sit Down, there it is. I have been for the C-Man's Cinema Sit Down, I've been the slightly beat up Seaman. There it is. We figured it out. And I am signing off. Peace.
Oh, hey, what's going on? You must be sticking around because you're looking for more content featuring this guy. Well, guess what? You're in the right place. You can check out more videos right here and right here. And if you have and you want to come join that Sea Maniac Nation, you can hit that subscribe right over there.